Madam Chair, for this compelling hearing. Before I get to my main questions for the witnesses, I want to point out how uniquely vulnerable the reproductive rights of the women I represent in the District of Columbia are, at least until statehood, because Congress has control over the district's local affairs. Currently, Congress prohibits the district from spending its own local funds on abortion services for low-income women, including, even though 15 states use their own funds for this purpose. Future Republican Congresses could even create a Texas-style bounty law in DC, and if the Supreme Court overturns Roe, Congress could ban abortion in the District of Columbia. It is more urgent than ever to make the district the 51st state. For nearly 50 years now, the Supreme Court has upheld the right to abortion care. Still, many states have sought to undermine this constitutional rights, including by enacting trigger bans, and that's going to be the basis of my questions. These bans would immediately take effect in the event Roe falls. The Center for Reproductive Rights estimates that if Roe were to fall, 24 states would likely take action to ban abortion. That includes 30 states where so-called trigger bans have been enacted, meaning that the abortion would be immediately outlawed if Roe is overturned by the Supreme Court. Professor Murray, could you explain how these trigger bans work and what that would mean for abortion access in these 11 states?
Thank you, Representative Norton. Trigger bans are laws that are already enacted in many of these states that basically specify that in the event that the Supreme Court overturns Roe versus Wade, the state will immediately recriminalize abortion within its borders. And the effect of that, of course, would be profound. It would turn vast swaths of the United States into abortion-free zones, and it would turn women living in those states into reproductive refugees, having to go to other states in order to seek this kind of reproductive care. So to the extent we have been discussing in some quarters the refugee crisis at the southern border, we will be developing a different kind of refugee crisis within our country's own borders.
Thank you. Professor Ross, you are one of the founding thought leaders of the reproductive justice movement, which has broadened our understanding of how abortion restrictions disproportionately harm certain communities. How would banning abortion further entrench longstanding health inequities, particularly for communities of color?
Thank you for the question. As we found out through COVID, people who already had inadequate health care, who already had limited life choices, found their lives made worse when they have to deal with an unexpected health crisis, and particularly when they have to deal with an unplanned pregnancy. So for Black women, Latino women, Indigenous women, disabled people, people who are already marginalized and underserved by the existing healthcare system, they will find their lives made worse. They will find that they have fewer options, and they will find that they have to go through even more extraordinary hardships to take care of the children they already have, to try to find a job or keep a job that they're already marginalized at. And I find that people will be extraordinarily desperate when they have to choose between paying their rent or buying food or getting an abortion or taking care of the children you already have. We as mothers, we do whatever is necessary to take care of our children if we're trying to do that. And sometimes, I remember with my own child, it meant going without food so my baby could eat. And so these are the things that people are asking us to dive deeper into. And it's callous. I don't even know why 50 years later I'm fighting against human rights violators. I don't know why, but I continue to do so.
Well, thank you very much. My time has expired.
Thank you. The gentlelady yields back. The gentleman from Georgia, Mr. Heiss, is